Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Is my audio working okay? Looks like it should be. Hello, hello, and welcome to a very special stream. Today is the debut episode of my very own podcast, heisei babtro. Everybody give a round of applause. I feel like this has been in the works for months and months, and I was worried at one point that this podcast would never actually happen. But here we are today, the very first episode, and I am very excited for this one. So yeah, welcome to heisei babtro, a podcast where we yap about our favorite media from Japan's heisei era. For those who don't know, the heisei era spans from 1989 to 2019, which is a super wide range of time, but at least in regards to pop culture can best be characterized by rapid technological advancements, the rising popularity of anime and Japanese video games both in Japan and overseas, and what many people consider to be the golden age or golden era of places like Akihabara and Harajuku. So for today's debut episode, I am very excited to be talking about Pokemon with a very special guest. Let me see if our guest is ready to begin. And we can go ahead and get started. Where's my undefined? Okay. Let's go. Alright, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Look, I'm on TV.
You are on TV, you're famous now. So today I'm going to be joined by Akiko Kubagara to chat all things Pokemon. But before we begin, Akiko, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Akiko. I'm kind of a VTuber. Kind of not really a Pokemon VTuber, but that's like 90% of my content. I consider myself a variety creator. I'm also a musician and an entertainer just in general. I like to write poetry and stuff like that. So I do all kinds of stuff. It's not just content creation. But yeah, I'm happy to be here and talk about one of my favorite hobbies.
Yeah, I'm so glad you could join for the first episode. Alright, so yeah, today's topic is Pokemon, specifically the Pokemon during the Heisei era, but to be honest, Pokemon pretty much has existed for almost the entirety of the Heisei era. It's very intertwined, I think, with when you think of this era of time in Japan, and Pokemon's a pretty big part of it. So we got a wide range of stuff we can yap about today. So Akiko, go ahead.
Sorry, even modern Pokemon is kind of not very different from how it used to be, other than when we moved into 3D for the games. That was a big jump, but that happened 10 years ago.
Yeah. That's so weird to think about. But yeah, if we want to go ahead, since this is kind of a retro nostalgia themed podcast, let's jump way back to the very beginning. How did Pokemon really start? I know the gist, I think, but if you want to start this off, how did Pokemon come to be?
Okay, so for sure, I know the backstory probably more than the average person. Because I know that Pokemon was inspired by Satoshi Tajiri wanting to bring his love of collecting bugs to kids who weren't necessarily in a place where they could easily do that. So that's what happened with the capsule monsters concept being, initially it was just making doodles on paper, and he's like, this is something I want to become a big thing. But yeah, it definitely started very small with just an idea in someone's head, and that's what a lot of awesome, huge things start. They're a concept.
Yeah,
And,
definitely.
Definitely, it was his love of just being in nature, and that's why a lot of the first gen Pokemon get flack for being just animals, but that's like the inspiration for the whole series. So yeah, it's just a bird, whatever. Like, yeah, that's the point, right?
Yeah, honestly, I like how simple some of the old Pokemon designs are. Like, I don't know, it's like... Because I think some of the modern Pokemon designs get crazier and crazier every year, so sometimes it's just like, oh yeah, they used to be just birds. It feels like a bit more relaxing, I think.
Also, that the complaint about the designs being too complex came as early as like Gen 3.
Oh yeah, definitely.
With like the legendaries.
Yeah.
And then Gen 4, I heard it even more with the legendaries in that generation. And I'm like, yeah, you guys do the same thing every time the game comes out. I figured it out way back then.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Yeah. But like, yeah, it's always been like that. Like, you know, not every Pokemon's going to be like a Mewtwo or whatever. And that's fine. Like, no one wants that. The variety is what makes it special.
Yeah, I agree. I do think it's interesting. I want to know your opinion on this as well. Something I learned about kind of over the past year or so. I would like deep diving on Pokemon at one point, like a few months back. And I was seeing a lot of people talking about how especially the very first Pokemon games, the storyline was subtly or not so subtly kind of about like environmentalism and like how technology is taking over. Like in the earlier like sections of the games, it's a lot more nature themed. That as you get deeper into the game, it becomes more urban, like urbanization of that kind of stuff. Which I found really interesting.
There's stuff in those first gen games, like the abandoned power plant. That's like it's just run down, and it's got all these Pokemon running wild. Kind of, I think they took over basically the power plant. They're like, this is our home now because it makes sense for us to live in a place like this. And the only I think the only place you catch electric Pokemon besides Pikachu is in that power plant, unless I'm mistaken. Which is pretty interesting. And Electrode, but yeah. Whatever. So I think it's also just about how humanity changes the environment in general, with things like the power plant being the new home for all the electric Pokemon in the region, versus them being out in the wild like they probably were prior to that place.
Yeah.
It's something I think people are right to criticize the early games about, while we're talking about them a little bit, is the art is quite rough, and especially in the Japanese releases.
Oh yeah, I think it has charm to it though.
There's charm, but there's also like, what is this thing supposed to even be when you look at it for some of them? And then like proportionally, some things just didn't make sense and whatever. That definitely got refined a lot more over the years, which is good. But you can kind of see that the first games were not supposed to blow up the way they did by how low budget they feel, both in the fact that there's bugs everywhere, which not the kind of bugs that Satoshi Tajiri wanted, you know. There's software bugs everywhere in the game. There's like there's issues where like numbers will roll over, so that like something that should do a lot of damage does no damage instead. If it does more than 255 damage, it'll do 0.
Oh my gosh.
Stuff like that happens a lot in those games. And you wouldn't notice it just playing casually, but if you actually use moves that like boost up stats and stuff, you see that stuff pretty frequently. Or stuff that's supposed to guarantee a critical hit actually somehow ends up doing less damage than it's supposed to normally. It's funny though.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Like, I recently, when I was in Japan, I bought myself, like, copies of all of the original games. Like, the original, red and green and blue. And I also own, I think, the American version of red and yellow. So I'm like, I want to, like, play all of these and, like, play, like, a spot the difference.
Yeah, something also something I want to note, because you just brought up buying the Japanese versions. It's a really interesting cultural difference that the early games here you cannot find for less than like $50 for
Yeah.
a decent copy, and then in Japan you can buy all of them for less than that.
Yeah, no, they were so cheap, but I was like very surprised. I was like expecting them to be much harder to get, but I was like, oh, they weren't even like behind glass. Like I could like sift through the
Yeah, it's
cartridges and find
definitely like
them.
a cultural difference in like collector culture, I
Yeah.
think, between here and there. And we definitely have like we value things more in terms of like money instead of how they make us feel or whatever. And I
Yeah.
don't really love that. Like I don't resell things. If I
Yeah.
buy something, it's something I want to hold on to
Oh
generally.
yeah, same.
So I have a copy of like Pokemon Black 2 that's worth like apparently $170 now, but it's just sitting on my shelf because I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna sell it. But it's crazy. Crazy how that happens. And then like Crystal's worth like $170 right now too.
My God.
I don't get it.
But yeah, what do you think is the main cause of Pokemon getting so popular? Because, like you said, it wasn't really intended to be like a huge cultural phenomenon. It was just gonna be a fun little game about collecting funny guys. But it became so much more than that.
Yeah, so this is just speculation on my
Of
part,
course.
honestly. But so I don't even know if it was initially going to be something that released like outside of Japan. But I think what happened is it got really popular in Japan, and then they're like, let's see how other places respond to something like this. Because I know what they did was they released the anime first in the United States. Not by a long time, but it was like a month before the games came out or something. And then that blew up here really quickly because I was watching the first season of that when it was airing. So like definitely like everyone I knew was talking about it back even when it first started airing. I don't know exactly how it got the reach it did, but you know, this is something that they need to write. They need to write books about how this happened.
Definitely.
Because this is something I don't think it's been replicated in media. The fact that it became a thing that every kid knows and talks about even now. And we're because I work with kids. I work on a school bus as a school bus aide, and I work with preschoolers, and they all know what it is.
Yeah.
Today. So this is like something I don't think there's anything that you can even compare to.
Yeah. They're always talking about, oh, this is the next Pokemon. This is gonna be the new Pokemon, but like, none of them have actually been the new Pokemon. Like, that's not... I can't imagine something actually, like, doing what Pokemon did. At least not anytime soon.
There's things that also tried to coast off of the success.
Yeah.
Like, Digimon was definitely... I think it was going to happen anyway. Like, Digimon was probably already a concept. But it was definitely riding Pokemon's coattails in the beginning. Now it's like its own completely different thing all these years later. But back then, at least when they did the dub and everything in the US, it was like, are you a Digimon kid or a Pokemon kid? Like, it was trying to be the alternative, but I don't think kids really cared about that either. It's like everyone just liked both or liked whatever one appealed to them more. So, but yeah, there's also been things that have tried to be replacements for Pokemon because it's like we don't like what it is anymore or whatever. Like, it's usually grumpy people who decide.
Yeah, honestly.
They decide they're bored of it or something because it is the same thing over and over and over. But that's kind of the point. Like, that's the appeal of it too. It's comfortable. Like, it's just what we're used to. It's okay if you like something different. Like, that's fine too. So, but yeah, to get back on topic, the I don't know what made it happen the way it did, but it's really crazy that it blew up in such a short time, because everyone I knew at least what Pikachu was and who Ash was, really shortly after the anime even started airing.
Yeah, it's even like when I was younger and like before I got into video games, like I didn't know what Pokemon was, but obviously I saw Pikachu on everything. I was like, oh yeah, that yellow guy, his name is Pokemon. It's like the cool Pokemon thing. Like genuinely, I would see Pokemon merch where like the Pikachu is Pokemon, and all the other guys are either the bad guys or Pokemon's friends.
Yeah, I think I was let's see, I would have been like 5 years old when Pokemon really got big here. So I think I was definitely like in the demographic of like, this is who they're trying to get interested in the long term. And then like kids as old as like 14, 15 were also getting into it. Because I had a babysitter who I would go to before school, and those kids, they were kids of all ages in that house that lived there, because it was like it was a family that would watch us and take us, and they were playing the video games, and that's how I got introduced to the video games for the first time. That I already knew about the show by then, but it hadn't been around for long, and the games were already out, so they were playing on the brick of the original Game Boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I got introduced to the games, and I got to play a little bit, and I was like, this is really cool.
Yeah, my introduction to Pokemon is a little bit different. And I actually got introduced to Pokemon through Super Smash Bros. Brawl, the Smash Brothers on the Wii. That's when I learned that Pikachu's name was Pikachu. But then, like, that game introduced me and my siblings to like a bunch of video game franchises. That's also how we got into like Sonic the Hedgehog and other stuff. Because we learned about the characters from Super Smash Bros. But then, one day, every time I think about this story, I'm like, it sounds very bizarre, because it felt very bizarre in the moment. But one day, our dad, like, brought one of those, like, big, like, CRT monitor, computers, put it in the middle of the living room, and I gotta imagine it was, like, a pirated copy of the first Pokemon movie. And so, like, me and my siblings all sat around this CRT computer monitor that we never saw again. Like, I don't know what happened to it, but we watched Pokemon on that. And it was the coolest thing ever at the time. I was like, oh my god, this is the best movie I've ever watched in my entire life. And the rest is history from there. We got, I think that same Christmas was when we got Diamond and Pearl and Fire Red.
That's awesome. It's so cool. I'm thinking I'm a bit older than you, just based on this story. But yeah, I'm 31. I think I said earlier. But my what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I saw the first movie in the theaters.
Oh my gosh.
I had this problem when I was a kid where I could not sit through a whole movie without falling asleep. So my mom got really upset that we would fall asleep during the movies, because we were young. And then, like, she bought the tickets, and she's like, I paid for your tickets, and you're just gonna fall asleep for half the movie? I was like, sorry, Mom. We mostly just wanted the cards they give you at the theater anyway. Not gonna lie. Because they give you, like, a promo card for a trading card game back then for all the movies. I definitely remember seeing the one you have the poster of there with Entei, because they gave out an Entei promo card for that movie, and I remember having that one. But I saw the first movie also, and I can't remember what the promo was for that. I'm gonna guess it was a Mewtwo card, but I don't remember. But yeah, I definitely saw the first 3 in theaters when they released here, and it was quite the experience.
I'm
Not
trying
that
to
I have
remember.
a, I
Hmm.
don't have a good memory of it, but it's just like I remember it happening.
I'm trying to remember if I ever saw any of the movies in the theaters. I think we probably caught all of them like when they would air on Cartoon Network. I don't think we ever went to the theater to see them, but I could be misremembering. But I know we would watch, like, every time a new one would come out, we would all watch it together.
Yeah, I know the anime is not as popular as, like, I don't know if I should say that. The anime movies aren't as popular as they once were because they don't even get theatrical releases in the US all the time anymore. But they've been trying to bring it back, and they've been doing like experimental stuff with it lately, and that's cool. I haven't been keeping up with it though.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm trying to remember. We were actually talking about it on a different stream yesterday about the Pokemon movies. I'm trying to remember what the last one I actually saw was, because I definitely fell out of watching the anime after a while. I want to say the Hoopa movie, but I don't know. I don't actually know which one that was.
The last one I have like strong memories of is the one with Manaphy.
Yeah, I loved the Manaphy one.
And that's really old now.
Yeah.
And then the last one I really remember like thoroughly enjoying is Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. That's just a really good.
Yeah. I know, like, I think my favorite overall is the third movie. I love the one with Entei and the Unknowns. I think that one, I watched that so much when I was little. I just, like, it was a little bit creepy, which I enjoyed. I liked when my movies were a little bit on the creepy side while still not being horror. I thought that was so cool when I was younger. And, like, oh, what's that one? They were talking about it yesterday. The one with, like, the false Groudon. That one was so scary. Can't remember if that was Jirachi or Celebi.
That would have to be the Jirachi one because
the
Celebi one didn't have. Yeah, Celebi one didn't have any third gen stuff as far as I know.
Yeah, that one was really good.
But I do like when the movies kind of reveal things before the games do. So like the first, I think it was the first movie had some Gen 2 Pokemon in it, like way before the Gen 2 games released, which was really exciting. It's like I remember Donphan appears in like a battle sequence. In the short there is I want to say there was like a Meryl or something.
Yeah, Meryl and Snubbull is also in that.
Snubbull, yes. My memory is really bad, so I'm digging for stuff, but for sure, like, it's really cool seeing things for the first time, and like that the way that hits is so different than how things are now.
Yeah.
Where they're just like, here's an internet post showing you a new thing, or like a video on the internet. It's
like all the leaks we get now. You find out everything like before.
Yeah, I don't mind leak culture because it's really interesting. Like, because you get to decide, like, I actually believe this and I don't believe this, and like this is obviously fake, and it's really fun to like deduce what's real from what's like totally not even possible.
Yeah.
And I love going on and seeing all the like the fake mon people have created over the years.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
It's really intriguing, and like there's so many things where it's like, this is obviously fake, like I can't believe anyone would fall for this, but you know, people were naive, and of course they did. And people have been doing that all the way since Gen 2, so that's definitely not a new thing either, but the internet has definitely become more of a everyone has this sort of thing since then. Hi, cats.
Hello, welcome.
Let's see. Let's do it. Okay, what do you think of... I'm gonna... No, I'm not the host here, but I'm gonna ask you a question.
Go ahead.
What do you think of the artwork of Pokemon, just generally?
Yeah, I have always really loved seeing the artwork. Like, one of my favorite things to do when I was younger, like when I was first getting into Pokemon, we had like those like Pokedex books. Like, my favorite one was the Gen 1 Pokedex book. Because it had like all the pictures of the Pokemon and like all the characters. And I would just like flip through and just like stare at them. Like, that's actually how I chose Eevee as my favorite Pokemon. Like, I always feel awkward telling people Eevee's my favorite Pokemon because it sounds like the normie answer. Like, of course you like Eevee. But I need you to know, I picked Eevee as my favorite Pokemon because I was flipping through that book, saw the page with Eevee on it, I was like, oh my god, I love you. And so Eevee's been my favorite since then. Like, I didn't know that Eevee was popular, I just knew Eevee was cute. And I loved the design, and it's still like one of my favorite Pokemon designs.
Eevee is more popular now than it was back then. You know, back then, like, the default answers were always Pikachu and Charizard, and that's still really the top two. Like, as far as I know, to this day, it's Charizard at number 1, and Pikachu is probably number 2. Eevee's not far behind, but I don't think Eevee was always as popular as it was. It's just because like, it got more evolutions, which got more people into it over time. Like, especially the Gen 2 evolutions, they're really, really popular.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
My favorite when I was a kid was Pikachu, so I can't judge. I definitely have changed my tastes a little bit over time, but because now I would say my favorites from Gen 1 are Lapras and Rhydon.
Yeah.
And like, this is before I knew like that Rhydon was the first like the prototype Pokemon,
oh yeah,
basically, which is also really cool to me.
Yeah, that's so
like
cool.
that just adds on to the things that I like about it, because it's got like that history attached to it too. It's intriguing even outside of the context of the games. So like yeah, so like when they were designing capsule monsters, Rhydon already existed. Did you ever see the manga when you were a kid at all?
A little bit. We had these, they were so weird to me, at least back then, because we had these, like, they were printed like comic books, but they were the manga, so like they were flipped back into like the way they're read in English instead of the way they were published in Japan.
Yep.
So we had a bunch of random ones, like none in like order, I don't think. We just had like, I think 5 of them, and I would read them obsessively. I thought they were so cool.
Yeah, I think the original releases were kind of released in a weird way where they weren't numbered. They were just given titles, if I remember correctly. Because I definitely had like 3 of them in my household when I was a kid. And yeah, they were, like you said, they mirrored everything, and that kind of, it messes things up and makes things not work right. So I didn't like it. But I really did. I liked the way that the art was in those two.
Yeah.
Just because it was a very different way of looking at like the characters that I knew from the other media already. Like the Pikachu, for example, is drawn completely differently in the manga compared to any other media, and it was still cute.
Yeah, it was so cute.
I enjoyed those, but I didn't realize that like this is actually like a Japanese thing. I didn't know anything about like what anime or manga or anything was.
Oh yeah, I was completely the same. Like, I didn't find out that anime was different from cartoons until I started really using the internet. Like, when I was like 13, 14, and I was like, wait a second. You mean to tell me that like the Japanese versions are different? Since a lot of them I was watching like 4Kids and Cartoon Network anime, so they were more censored. Like, they would censor weird things that didn't need to be censored. So I was like, what do you mean there's different versions out there? I have to watch those.
Yeah, like I grew up with Yu-Gi-Oh too, so I got to see the 4Kids butchering of Yu-Gi-Oh and
Yeah.
4Kids version of One Piece and 4Kids Pokemon, of course. But yeah, I didn't know until like I was introduced to Toonami, whenever that may have been. Then I was like, I don't actually like a lot of this stuff. Like, I didn't like whatever Gundam was airing at that time. I was like, this is really weird and kind of boring. And I grew up to appreciate anime because, like, when stuff like Full Metal Alchemist came out, I was like, this is really cool and exciting to me. Or Inuyasha, or, you know, whatever they were airing in that era was, like, stuff that appealed to me more. I was like, at one point, I was one of those people who's like, you like those weird Japanese shows? Like, what? And then I'm like the complete opposite now. It's like most of my media consumption is Japanese music, so I can't judge people. I just got bored with whatever that Gundam Seed or Gundam Wing or whatever it was back then. I don't like it. I mean, I was already into like Pokemon and what the US called Card Captors, but it's actually Card Captor Sakura. I was into stuff like that when I was a kid before I knew what anime was.
It was funny because like me and my siblings didn't know what anime was, but we like instinctively like preferred anime to like regular cartoons. Like we were watching Sonic X, the Kirby Right Back at Ya, Pokemon, Bakugan, all of those shows that were airing at the time. As opposed to, like, we didn't watch, like, regular cartoons most of the time. We didn't know the difference specifically, but we knew there was something different.
Oh yeah, one of the ones from, like, the same generation of Pokemon that I remember being kind of popular in my childhood is Beyblade. And then it got popular again, like, years later. And I was like, whoa, this is still a thing. I remember Bakugan. I wasn't too into it because I was a little bit older at that time, and like I was already introduced to more interesting stuff to me. Like I was probably into like Bleach and Naruto and whatever at that point. So
I had a pretty big Bakugan phase for a while, but I kind of started getting bored of it. Like the later seasons were not that good, but I used to really like it.
So, I'm looking at my list here of topics. We didn't really talk about the card game much. Do you have any thoughts about the card game? Any opinions?
Yeah, like I really like the card game. It's been a while since I played it recently. I used to stream it a bunch, and then the like app stopped working on my computer, and I got very sad. But as a kid, I was also really into it. I used to like collect all the cards physically. Like there was even a time where we did like the tournaments. Although we were like very young, so we were very bad at them. But we would go to tournaments, and I had like my special decks that were just for me. I don't think I built most of my decks. I'm trying to remember now. But I had some cool decks back in the day.
So were you one of the people who got into like collecting the cards before you even cared about how the game worked, or did you learn how the game worked while you started collecting?
Yeah, we started playing the game mostly. Like I think actually with my siblings were more into collecting the cards. Like I had some obviously, but I was more into the game itself, I think.
Okay.
I was really bad at it though, honestly. I'm better at it now, but I also play it less now. So I think it's more that I understand the rules now. Back then I was just kind of like playing based on vibes. Like I knew the base rules. But it was never good.
Okay, so you were into playing the game, but you didn't like fully grasp it until later.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I think that's how a lot of kids started out when the game first came out because a lot of us just bought booster packs and didn't have like the decks with like the rule books or whatever. So it was definitely like more of a vibes thing, and we were just like, yeah, this is what this does, and like everyone's like, okay, that's fine. Yu-Gi-Oh was the same way for us in the beginning, but this is like I started the card game very like I didn't play it a lot, but it's just like one of those things I got into with friends a little bit because I was more into Yu-Gi-Oh. But it was during like I think the second set was just coming out or something when we started collecting Pokemon cards, so they were pretty fresh at that time, and like no one really knew what was going on. Playground rules is what we call it these days.
Yeah.
You just whatever. You just do whatever you want. And then someone wins and someone loses and cries. Playground rules are funny though. Don't take your cards to school, kids. Do not recommend it. They will be stolen or destroyed or confiscated or something. I don't think there is. I mean, some schools have strict rules against it still, but I don't think it's as big of a deal now as it used to be. I just remember being a kid, and there was definitely situations like where I traded for fake cards, but I knew they were fake. It wasn't Pokemon, it was Yu-Gi-Oh for this. But it's like I kind of knew, or I at least suspected that they were fake, but they were so cool looking that I didn't care. So like I got ripped off, but also I got what I wanted out of the deal anyway. So it's like whatever, it works out.
Yeah, I don't think I had a concept of like rare cards or cool cards. It's like I like mine because they have Eevee on it. Like all I know is every deck I had Eevee cards in it. I always I think my main deck for a while was like a grass type deck, so I had like Eevee and Leafeon.
That's a good favorite to have just because you can fit it into
Yeah.
like, a deck. They'll use it.
Yeah.
Except for like if you're running dragons or stuff.
Yeah.
But those weren't really even a thing way back then. Because yeah, a lot of cards. I remember back then like dragons were usually just given colorless as their attribute back then. So then Eevee would still kind of work generally, as long as you use whatever energy suits the evolution that you chose. And then like it's kind of like how there's still no poison type in the card game.
Yeah.
It just doesn't exist. Or there's no rock type because it's all just fight.
And didn't they used to have fairy type cards and now they don't? So all the fairy types became psychic types?
Yeah, they did.
I think it's funny because like like Jigglypuff, I think, was a normal type and then a fairy type, and now it's not a poison type, a psychic type.
Yeah, and I think they could still get away with releasing a colorless Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
Like, so it's weird. that one's definitely a weird scenario.
Yeah.
And also the fact that dragon types don't have their weakness anymore in the card game. Or they're just weak to dragon or whatever. But
yeah,
it's weird because the reason fairy type existed was to balance things out, and then in the card game, it's like now we don't actually want it anymore because it makes things too complicated or whatever. I don't know why they got rid of it. I don't think they needed to.
Yeah, it was a weird choice.
How about shiny Pokemon? I have lots of opinions.
I would love to hear your opinions, because my main opinion is just that they look very cool. Like,
they are very cool.
I feel like did shiny Pokemon become more common in recent games? Because I feel like when I was a kid, I never got shinies, but when I played Scarlet, or not Scarlet, I think I played Violet. When I streamed Violet, I saw so many shinies. I was like, oh my god. Like, I collected multiple, and I was like, this has never happened before.
They are, but they're technically only like at base odds twice as common as they used to be,
Mm.
which is still pretty exceedingly rare.
Yeah.
And then obviously there's all these different ways you can boost those odds. But I think the fact that how you encounter Pokemon is different and much faster than ever also just
Yeah.
increases the odds that you're going to see something. So like I don't know if you can play through Scarlet or Violet entirely without finding one. Like I can't imagine that
Yeah,
you
one
would
of the
just never.
first Pokemon I caught was a shiny. I was like, oh my god, this is crazy.
I was pretty early in Violet, and I went to like, because I thought it was so cool that I could just like skip over all this stuff and go like really to the far reaches of the region. So I did that like really early on, and I found a shiny Heracross,
Oh my
and I was like
gosh.
really early in the game, and that thing was like destroying me. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna catch this, guys. I was streaming it too. Like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm not even supposed to be here, really. I was way underpowered for fighting that thing. My Pokemon were like level 20s and 30s, and that thing was like level 50. So I was just like fighting against it, trying to just destroy my entire team, and me trying to catch it before it does. It definitely gave a good sense of danger, and I've had that in a few shiny encounters that I've had, because my first shiny Lapras that I caught, if you know Lapras in the wild, it generally knows a move called Perish Song, which basically knocks itself out as well as the opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as bad as the Pokemon now who have like Memento and they just knock themselves out, or like Explosion or Teleport or whatever. But it was still like you have this many turns to catch this Pokemon. So my first shiny Lapras that I got in Pokemon Y was caught in a Master Ball, and I still have it to this day, of course.
Oh, that's cool.
But I got into shiny hunting when it was like really, really hard back in 3rd generation. I knew they existed before that because I'd caught a shiny Butterfree and encountered... No, I think I caught it. I caught a shiny Drowsy also in Pokemon Gold and a Butterfree. But what happened was my copy of Pokemon Gold was secondhand from GameStop at that time. And the save battery was dry. So if I turn off the console, I lose my stuff, basically. So yeah, obviously that stuff is long gone, but that's fine. It's sad, but it's fine. But I really got into shiny hunting in Gen 3 because my cousin did as well, and we were like both into Pokemon and playing together and stuff. And I was hunting for a shiny... I think I was trying to get a Mudkip at the beginning of the game. And then, of course, there's the forced battle where you're battling a Poochyena. And, you know, with my luck, of course, I get the shiny Poochyena that's uncatchable.
Oh no.
So I'm like, I'm just going to give up this hunt.
Yeah.
So I never seriously hunted in Gen 3, but it was like something I definitely tried just because it intrigued me. But now I'm like addicted to shiny hunting. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I want to get more into shiny hunting because, like I said, I didn't really like my main opinion of shinies is just they look really cool. I've never, at least in the past, I never really like cared to like look for them. But I think after my Violet playthrough, I was like, wait a second, that was cooler than I thought it was gonna be. I want to find more, so I do want to get back into shiny hunting more in the new year. One of my resolutions, like I want to catch a bunch of shiny Pokemon.
Yeah, I think when you first see them, you're like, yeah, they look cool, but like the thrill of the hunt comes from when you actually encounter them.
Yeah.
Like for the first time. You're like, oh wait, this is what it feels like when I get something special and different. Like it's a good feeling. I kind of wish there were more variants and stuff.
Yeah.
And just like a single color alteration that we have now. Just
I
because
feel like a lot of them are green for some reason.
Green shinies is like a meme. You got a spam bot and Twitch.
Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, a lot of shinies are green. That's definitely the meme. Or what was the other thing? people have strong opinions of green shinies too. Like a lot of people either really love them or really hate them. I don't see a problem with them, but I definitely understand there's a lot. I think they became a little less special when they started like giving them out in like mystery gifts and stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's like the people who hunted for that specific one are now like, oh, but then you just gave it away for free to everyone who didn't bother to hunt it. But it's fine. It's still they're still not as special when they have that mystery gift tag attached to them. So like yours was caught by you. It's special.
What is your favorite Pokemon game to play? Like, do you have like one that you have a lot of nostalgia for, or is the one that you like coming back to?
Well, it's hard to pick just a favorite in general. Like I can't say definitively like one game specifically is my favorite. But the one like I tend to revisit I'll say the generation I tend to revisit the most is Generation 2. And like I know there's remakes that people are like, oh, this is way better than the original games, but I don't have the same nostalgia for the remakes as I do the original Generation 2 games. So I go back and play the originals.
Yeah.
So I actually streamed a playthrough of Pokemon Gold on my channel at one point, and it was really fun. And then I tried to start a challenge run on Crystal where it's like I will only catch shiny Pokemon, and of course I'm just standing in front of the starters still to this day. But especially with how little I stream. But it's really that I'm trying to make more fun in games that I care a lot about. And that's what that is. So yeah, definitely Gold, Silver, Crystal, Pokemon Stadium 2. Like that era of games is something special to me just because that was one of the ones I grew up with. And it's just more exciting than Gen 1 because you also get 2 regions in one game and all that.
Yeah, I think for me it's similar. My favorite, what I always like going back to is the Gen 4 games. Like, technically my first Pokemon game was Fire Red, but Platinum was like the first one. It was really like completely mine. That was my first Pokemon game. It was just for me. And so I played that a lot growing up. I also loved Pokemon Battle Revolution for the Wii. And also like random spin-offs. Like I loved the Pokemon Ranger games. I loved Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky.
So good.
There were so many awesome games that came out during that era, I feel like.
Coliseum, people really love still, and XD. Yeah, I agree. The spin-offs are really good generally, but then of course there's ones that don't really matter much, like Pokemon Trose is no one's favorite Pokemon game, for example, or Pokemon Dash. No one even remembers that one, but that's but yeah, there's a lot of good spin-offs like JDM Coliseum. Oh, another one people don't no one would call this their favorite Pokemon game is Hey You Pikachu.
Oh yeah. I want that one day. I want to play it at least once, but more for like the novelty of how weird it is.
I got to play it once. Like I own the game, and I only got to play it once because I don't have the microphone.
Oh.
So, yeah, I definitely have that game sitting around somewhere unless I sold it or gave it away or something. But it's really not great. Like it doesn't look very good.
It just looks so funny.
Yeah, so I was able to play it because there was a video rental store that had it and the microphone when I was growing up. So I don't know. No, that's wrong to say. I'm sad about the fact that those don't exist anymore, really. So at least around here, there's none of those anymore. You have to just buy things if you want them. So Can't just rent video games, especially not retro ones.
No.
But I've also got the internet's convenient, and then I have like stuff like my game consoles are all modded in some way, whether it's to allow like out of region games or whatever else. And I have like the Mr. FPGA, which is really cool for playing retro games on. So it's like definitely more convenient now because I don't have to go and rent stuff. If I can just buy really cheap copies from Japan if it's like a game that I don't mind playing in Japanese, for example.
Yeah.
I've definitely done that a few times where I'll just import a game because I don't want to buy the overpriced North American copy. And not necessarily with Pokemon yet, but I probably would do that with certain Pokemon games like Coliseum or whatever. My GameCube's Japanese anyway. So.
Oh. Yeah, I've been trying to convince my brother that it's totally safe and okay for me to cut open our Nintendo 64 so I can make it compatible with the Japanese games.
Oh yeah.
He's still very uncomfortable with the idea, but like I promise it'll be totally fine. Let me cut it open.
They're so simple. I modded mine with like a shell swap, and I got one of the. Originally, I just melted down the plastic to make the Japanese cartridges work, but now I have like the it might be 3D printed, but I think it's injection molded. But it's just one of the things that goes in the slot instead of like it replaces the original. So. Yeah, definitely you could do that. It's just, it's a lot of screws. You just take out a bunch of screws and then screw it down and then pop it back together. N64 is the easiest console I've ever opened in my life. So if that says anything about it, definitely you can probably convince them, but it might take an effort.
Yeah. Because along with the Game Boy Pokemon games I bought in Japan, I also bought both the original and the sequel to original Pokemon Stadium. Like the original, since Stadium 1 didn't actually come out in the US.
Stadium 0.5 is what I'll call it.
Yeah,
because it's
basically
literally like half of the rental Pokemon thing. Yeah. Yeah, I have the US copies of Stadium 1 and 2, and I got 2 really recently, but it was like $60-something.
They were so freaking cheap in Japan. I was like shocked.
I was like, I never see this. I have to buy this right now because I never see it like on the shelf in the store. So yeah, I definitely was like, that was one of those moments where I was like, I need to have this actually.
Honestly, yeah.
It got me. And like I have multiple of the transfer packs and stuff like that for my N64. I don't have multiple games that would work with it because I own, as far as Game Boy games for Pokemon right now, I only have Gold. On pre-Game Boy Advance, I should say. Yeah, I only have Gold. I sold or gave away the other ones I had, so. And I sold them for cheap. Like, I was helping a friend because I think what happened was her collection got stolen or something. Her Game Boy games.
Yeah.
I think it was like Pokemon cards and a few games got stolen. I was like, I will send you, I'm going to have you pay for shipping and then like $20, and I'm going to send you this copy of Pokemon Yellow and this copy of Blue that needs repaired because the blue was like freezing up or something. But like I will sell you the Pokemon Yellow for $20, throw in the blue, and I think I threw in like a handful of cards also. So yeah, $20 for that bundle is kind of a steal, even if one of the games isn't working. But it was just me trying to help a friend, so. Because I know my original copy of Pokemon Pearl was stolen. Like, I know the feeling. that had like hundreds of hours of play on it. And I just lost it all because someone.
That sucks.
I was at like a church hosted event, so I was in a church. So I'm like, surely nothing will happen if I just leave my DS around. Yeah, bad idea.
Yeah.
some people don't mind stealing things inside of a church, apparently, which
My gosh.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I was very possessive of my games when I was younger, mostly because I didn't own a lot of games. Like, most of the video games belonged to my siblings, and I, like, would play theirs. But I had, like, a couple games that were just mine, and, like, no one can touch these. No one could even look at them. These are mine.
Yeah, I'm pretty protective of my collections these days. Like, I have a really big music collection and a really fairly sizable game collection, I would say. And, like, I wouldn't mind if, like, someone's a guest and they want to play something, but I'm not going to just, like, lend things to people or anything.
Yeah.
Like that. It's like, no, you can get your own if you want to borrow something from me. Like, you don't need mine. Especially with the ones that, like, either I care more about them just because things I imported are more special to me, just because, like, the process is more involved and I don't want to have to replace stuff that I imported, or things that I spent a lot of money on. I'm just like, nah, you don't need to borrow it. I've lent games to friends, like, in my childhood, and usually I get them back, but it's just not worth the risk. Like, to me, if I lend something to a friend now, it'd be like with the expectation that maybe I'll never see it again. So
yeah.
it's only gonna be something that I'm comfortable with losing. But I do trust most of my friends generally.
Yeah.
So you like Battle Revolution?
Yeah.
I'm sure because you said you like the Gen 4 games most, you probably did a lot of the stuff where you connect the games. Yeah, did you do that with, like, siblings?
Yeah, we all had, like, our own, like, save files that had, like, our Pokemon loaded up. And actually, because I was very bad at the game as a kid, I actually think I had my brother's Pokemon loaded into my save file because he had more than I did. But yeah, we would load up all our Pokemon and use them in the game. Like, even though there were, like, so few customization options, that was still, like, one of my favorite things. I loved, like, putting my trainer in different outfits.
Yeah, that's another thing that I think Pokemon does that a lot of other things don't do, is, like, the fact that you have so much interconnectivity between different games and like sequels and stuff like that. So, like, Pokemon Battle Revolution letting you use your handheld game stuff in it is really cool. Or, like, Stadium before it with the Game Boy games. Colosseum, the GameCube generation was kind of bad about it, like, because it let you do that, but it was, like, for player versus player or, like, just battles only. Like, I think you might be able to trade things in to the main game, but it's like, I think it's weird about it. It might only let you, like, export things instead of doing the, like, actual trades.
Interesting. Yeah, I've played bits of the 64, like, Stadium games, but we never had a GameCube growing up, so I know, like, nothing about Colosseum, actually. We went straight from 64 to Wii. We skipped the GameCube.
Yeah, and, like, I mean, you could play the GameCube games on Wii, but I think most people didn't really do that.
Yeah.
There's more of a novelty for people who had, like, a GameCube collection already.
We didn't actually know we could play GameCube games until, like, years and years later. Like, really? We could have played those games all this time? So I think we literally own one GameCube game. I think we have Super Mario Sunshine for the GameCube, but that's it.
Nice. Yeah, I wasn't into, like, it's not that I wasn't into it. Like, my family didn't have a ton of money when I was growing up, so I didn't get, like, every console that came out. So I started with, like, my first console that I personally owned was a PlayStation. And then I got, years later, a Game Boy Advance that I bought myself. I got an N64 years later. Like, this is after they were relevant. Like probably like 2004, 5. And I got DS Lite specifically for Pokemon Pearl. So like, yeah, but yeah, definitely with most consoles, I was like behind the curve, and like it was just like whatever my friends had that I could play with them, or we were playing old games at my house, basically. But I always have fun with old games anyway, even now.
Yeah, same. I still like playing like 64 games and stuff. So we talked about it a little bit, but we could bring it up again if you wanted to. The Pokemon anime, like, what do you like about it? What is your like favorite season or series from the anime?
Yeah, personally, I'm not hugely into the anime side of things, but I did like it up through like the advanced generation. And everything beyond that, like, I know very little about. It's just like stuff I've kind of seen here and there or whatever. Like I know the whole thing where James had like a Carnivine that would like latch onto him and like bite him and stuff. Like I remember stuff like that vaguely happening later in the series, but yeah, definitely like up through the advanced generation is when I would say I was kind of a fan of it. And like even in like Pokemon Advance, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of outgrowing my fondness for this. Because I was always more into the games and the culture of Pokemon than the anime itself.
Yeah, I think for me, because I was pretty bad at the games, I was more into the anime as a kid. Like I said, we grew up in like the Diamond and Pearl era. I think they were airing the end of Battle Frontier and like starting to air Diamond and Pearl when we started like getting really into Pokemon. So that's like my preferred era, like that, and then like the original seasons, like the first Indigo League season was like my favorite Pokemon. Like we had some of the VHS tapes, I think, growing up. So we had those on VHS, and then we were watching Diamond and Pearl as it aired on TV.
Nice.
But around X and Y, I stopped watching the anime.
I had like a small VHS collection of the original series for a lot of my childhood that we'd like thrifted or found at yard sales or whatever.
Yeah.
We would just pick them up when we found them. So I probably had like 8 of those. And then I have currently I definitely have the first 2 movies on VHS still. I might have 3, but I don't think so. My VHS collection's very small these days. Like 10 tapes maybe.
Oh, well, welcome to stream. Welcome.
And then I did also pick up a couple of the first series on DVD at a yard sale once, but they like don't work anymore and need resurfacing. And it's like not even worth it to me. But I did on one of my YouTube channels. I have the ad for the games ripped from one of those DVDs because I still was able to be restored. I was like, this is probably the best quality copy of this on YouTube right now. So I do have that like archived on YouTube.
That's really cool.
And I like that ad where they're like all on the bus and then they go into the thing and get squished into the Game Boy. They go into like a press.
I think I've seen that. I think I've seen that before.
Yeah, it's great. The bus driver's like he's like evil because he's the one squishing them into the game. Let me see if I can find that. It's on this channel. Yeah. Bus driver ad, DVD quality. I don't know if you wanna have a link to it, but I'll send it to you on Discord.
Yeah, I'll look at that later. Yeah,
that's
the
probably the
thumbnail
best
that looks
one.
familiar. I think I have seen that before.
It's a great ad. And stuff like that is part of the reason Pokemon like did as good as it did here, I think. Because they were definitely more experimental with things back then when
Yeah.
the series was first airing. Because this is from like when the game's first released.
I feel like in
now
general, a
it's
lot of old like video game commercials were so experimental and weird. There's a lot of
yeah
really
now
funny ones out there.
they're like pigeonholed into playing it safe in a way.
Yeah.
But it's they still do some fun stuff now and then. Like ZA had the trailer for Victory Bell was so cool.
Oh
I don't know if
yeah.
you saw that.
I did.
But yeah. It was, like I had no idea where they were going with that. It was great. He said gotcha. Yeah, he did. And it's like, where can you find Pokemon? Or something. I can't remember the line exactly. It's like, on your Game Boy. That's what. But yeah, that ad is great. They still definitely do kind of try to evoke the same feeling in some modern stuff, like the Victory Bell thing, Mega Victory Bell. But it's definitely not the same, but also times have just changed too. I accept that media has evolved. I begrudgingly.
Yeah, same. I don't have a lot. Like I said, we used to have the VHS tapes. I'm pretty sure our parents got rid of like all of them since we don't have a VCR anymore. But still bothers me. Like, what do you mean you got rid of all of them? But I do have that I bought. Again, I bought a lot of random cool stuff in Japan. I have a DVD of, I think it's 3 episodes from the Diamond and Pearl anime, specifically the contest anime, like the contest episodes, because the Pokemon contests were like my favorite part of Pokemon growing up. I'm still bitter we don't have like a games that's just doing Pokemon contests.
Yeah.
But it's really cute. Like, it's the box is pink. The DVD itself is pink. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. I'm excited to watch it.
That the game's version of contests has always been like not as cool as the animes.
Yeah.
Like if they reintroduced Pokemon contests to the games and did like real-time stuff and
like I want to do online contests. I want to compete against real people. Let me like make the cutest Pokemon.
With all the stuff they tried in all the games, if you put that all together and then just made it more dynamic and like make it so like your decisions matter more, it could be really fun. It's like even a spin-off game or whatever they want to do.
Like, Pokemon, I will give you all of my money. Please make this game.
And then the anime made the contest feel important, and like
really,
games it was just like an optional side thing you could do if you felt like it.
Like, I would totally like if the game, like, obviously that would probably be too complicated for like a mainline Pokemon game, but like I want to be like Dawn. I want to go the coordinator path. Can I like choose to go down the coordinator path instead?
Yeah, I think they would have to just make like a separate game for that. But I think that would be a good game if they
it would be so fun
if they took it seriously. And it wouldn't even have to be a Game Freak game to be good.
Yeah.
Like the main games, I feel like they kind of do, because we saw the remakes of Diamond and Pearl kind of not be very good. So
yeah,
like you give that to Ilka and it's not gonna be what the fans want. Like,
unfortunately,
no one wanted what those games ended up being. That I know, no one I know is super thrilled about it.
It makes me so sad because I love Diamond and Pearl. So the fact that the remakes are really, really bad, like that's so sad. They deserve better.
What's the fact that like the games are just practically a copy and paste job?
Yeah.
And They just put it in a 3D world. Like, yeah,
Mm.
that's cool, I guess, or whatever. That there's not the, because all the remakes up until then have had like, they've had soul,
Yeah.
and like there's actually care put into them, and then that one was like, you can tell it's outsourced.
Yeah, honestly.
in a negative way.
Mm.
So I was, I don't know if I would say I was excited to hear about the remakes of Diamond and Pearl, because we just expected them at that point. But
Yeah.
I was hopeful or like optimistic, and then like I saw what they actually were, and I was like, nah, never mind. So I just never bought them.
Yeah.
And it's the same way I feel about things like Let's Go. I just, not my thing, so I didn't buy it. So like, I don't expect everything to appeal to me, but it hurts when like something's revealed and it seems exciting, and then it's like not what you wanted,
Yeah, definitely.
Or like things like, so with the spin-offs, like
Mhm.
Mystery Dungeon's kind of dead as it is now.
I really desperately want a remake of Explorers of Sky. Like, that is like my favorite video game of all time, and like I want to bring Mystery Dungeon back. I want to go back to that specific story and world. Like, I feel like in my heart, I feel like they could still do it. I think it's a possibility.
They
it might be coping,
could.
But I really hope they do it.
They could.
Yeah.
But it's like, I like Mystery Dungeon DX as a remake, and like how it combined the red and blue into like a single game. And that's how I think they would probably do it with the DS generation too.
Yeah.
They would just make one game that encapsulates all three of those.
Yeah.
Which would be fine. I don't expect it. And I don't think it was in like the big leaks either. So, but of course, Game Freak wouldn't be making it, so who knows?
Who knows? I am still hoping. Every Pokemon Direct, I'm like, maybe this time. Maybe this time they'll mention Mystery Dungeon again. It's gotta happen one day.
Gens 1 through 3? Yeah, Gens 1 through 3 are those are my jam. Those are my jam. I've got so many hours in Gen 3, and specifically Ruby. Like, probably, if not past 1,000, very close to it, honestly.
My God.
With how many times I just replayed through Ruby and like put hours upon hours into it. I've completed the National Dex. I think I completed the National Dex in Ruby at some point. I definitely completed the Hoenn Pokedex, which is still 200 Pokemon. So
yeah, I love Fire Red.
National. Fire Red.
Fire Red was technically my first Pokemon game. I think originally, because like I said, my younger siblings, they got Diamond and Pearl for Christmas that year, and then we got Fire Red so they could like trade in Pokemon from that. But then after they were done with it, I was like, can I have it? So I played Fire Red a lot as a kid.
Fire Red is special to me because I was surprised. It was like an early birthday gift that I was surprised with. And I specifically remember being at my grandma's house when I got it. It was given to me by my mom and my little sibling's dad, who was like a thing with my mom at that time. They gave it to me there, and I was like super surprised because like I'd not told them that I wanted this or anything. It was just something they came up with on their own somehow. But yeah, I got Fire Red. It was the player's choice version, so I didn't have the wireless adapter, which is kind of sad. But I got Fire Red and a Game Boy Advance SP that day together, and I was like, "This is crazy," because I don't usually get stuff like that. Now I can just like buy stuff like that if I want it, but back then it was like, like this is crazy to get a gift this big for my birthday, because I normally didn't.
Reading chat. I
from
played
Kmart,
the
which
games.
Kmart is not really a thing anymore.
Yeah. Person in chat says, I played the games when they first came out. My parents split when I was young, so I had my Game Boy with me all the time, traveling back and forth with me every day. My Pokemon were precious to me. Yeah, I feel like Pokemon is one of those games that can very easily become very personal. And these are your Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't have like, I can imagine if you don't have like siblings or a pet, those games could easily like be something that gives you something to care about.
Yeah.
I definitely like, I know about having split parents because my mom was a single mom. So I lived with my mom like 98% of my childhood, but there were times where I was forced to visit. So I get that part of it too. Those games are definitely very important to me too, because like my relationship with my cousin was like 90% Pokemon, and whether it was playing the games or talking about them or watching the movies, or eventually we got into doing like ROM hacking and stuff, which is really fun.
Yeah.
That's still something that intrigues me, but I don't do it really anymore. But it's like we grew and evolved along with that series, and like that was like a basis for like most of our camaraderie, for lack of a better way to phrase it. It was just something we were able to bond over, and I still occasionally talk to this cousin of mine. Favorite Pokemon game? We kind of discussed this earlier, probably before you were here. I said the one I like go back to the most is Gold.
Yeah. I think
but
for
also,
me...
Yes, sorry.
No,
Gen
go
3
ahead.
is special. Like I said, I put in like over 1,000 hours in Ruby, if I had to guess. So Gen 3 also, especially Hoenn Gen 3 games for me.
For me, Gen 4 is my favorite. That was my first real introduction to Pokemon, so Platinum is very special to me because that was like the first game that was bought specifically for me growing up. And I also really love Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky. That's probably like my favorite video game just in general. Oh yeah, Gen 4 Pokemon era was very special to me.
So if, let's say, they were to bring back Mystery Dungeon, and it's a new game in the series, not like a remake.
Yeah.
Like, what would you expect them to do with it? Like, for you to be hyped for it?
I don't know. I think... because I haven't played the newer Mystery Dungeon releases. Like, I really was very focused on Explorers of Sky. I haven't really played many of the other ones. I think I played a little bit of one of the older ones, but... I love the story and the characters. Like, the characters are really what made that game for me. Like, Grovyle is one of my all-time favorite Pokemon because of that game. Like, the Grovyle in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky is, like, one of my favorite fictional characters, so, like, I have a Grovyle plushie because of that game. Like, it's very special to me, so I feel like, well, I would definitely play a new Mystery Dungeon if one were to come out. Like, I can't imagine liking a Mystery Dungeon game more than I like Explorers of Sky. That one is just special.
Yeah, they definitely, I think they got, I don't know if I should say worse, but less interesting in, like, the 3DS era and beyond. Because, like, I think the 3DS ones, they let you, like, I think you still took the personality quiz, but they just let you choose if you didn't like the result. They're like, oh, well, you can just choose whatever you want.
When I played it, I rigged the quiz specifically. Like, I answered the questions in a specific way, so I would always get Eevee. Like, I could still, I think, If I took the quiz right now, I think I could still rig it to get Eevee. Like, I got really good at figuring out which answers would get me the jolly type. So I didn't like it, but it's like, no, you can just pick. Like, no, I want to rig it myself. I know how to do it, just let me do it.
I just don't like it for the sake that, like, the personality quiz was such a novel idea.
Yeah, no, I love that too. Like, my first time playing it, I got Vulpix, so, like, I guess based on that, like, Vulpix is the Pokemon I most like personality-wise. But now when I play it, I just rig it to be Eevee.
I think I usually end up with, like, Pikachu or Squirtle most of the time. And I don't remember what answers you have to give for, like what nature they're related to, but
yeah, I know Eevee is jolly for some reason, but I don't remember the other ones. But Eevee is a jolly type.
The one I liked most in the original Mystery Dungeon is Skitty, just because it was like, why is this even an option? And also, it's like super cute and fun. To be like something that's not just a starter or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my big expectations is like, yeah, obviously you have to keep some of the formula stuff, like the personality quiz, just because that's really a big thing that sets those games apart from just being a generic why can't I think of the words for things right now? I guess I'm tired, but it's you know the like dungeon crawler mystery dungeon game.
Yeah.
There's a word for that. I just can't think of it right now.
Yeah, I can't remember it either.
Oh no. It's fine. But that would be like one of my big expectations, and then like probably just because you can, just having like a huge amount of Pokemon in the game.
Yeah.
Instead of like a small limited selection. Obviously, you don't need all 1,000 plus, but
yeah,
you know, at least put like half of them in it. Why not?
Yeah, I just remember really loving how like lived in the world felt. Like it felt, I just loved like wandering around like the main like areas, like interacting with all the Pokemon. Like even though it's a small game, still like it felt so much bigger. And that might have also just been younger me, just like inputting more personality into the game. But like I just loved it so much. I loved just hanging out in that game. Like choosing my guild missions.
So do you know about the ones for the Wii?
Not really, actually. I don't think I played those growing up.
Yeah, so they're Japan exclusive.
And
they're basically what I would call mini Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games.
Interesting.
But there are 3 of them. And they connect to the DS, so you can use the DS as a controller, which is really cool.
Oh, that's interesting. I actually didn't know about that.
Yeah. There are English patches for them too now, which is but they're really a thing I think a lot of people don't know about, that kind of just flew under the radar just because we never saw them released in English. Officially, anyway. But like, yeah, Mystery Dungeon has had games in like every console generation since GBA in some fashion.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if we'll see a new one, but it's only because like the last one was a remake.
Yeah.
That I'm skeptical if we'll ever see one again, because we haven't had an original one since Super on the 3DS.
Yeah. I hope we do, but who knows?
That was over 10 years ago. It was like,
yeah.
I can't even remember when, but I definitely bought that one, and it's fun. I have both of them on 3DS, but the Super Mystery Dungeon's definitely better than the other one.
Mm.
The other one has Gates to Infinity or something.
Oh yeah, I hear that one's not that good.
Super Mystery Dungeon. Okay, it's a little newer than I thought. It came out in 2015, so it is 10 years old, but it's
Yeah.
like just old. But yeah, it's not like there's ever been a bad one. Roguelike is the word I was looking for.
Roguelike, yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Just it's not in my like normal language that I use. So. Don't know how Spike Chunsoft is doing lately, but it looks like they're still dropping a bunch of games. So
Yeah.
let's keep our optimism up for a new one.
Yes. I have all my fingers crossed for new Mystery Dungeon content.
The last one was in 2020.
It could happen.
And it was a remake. So yeah, I mean, given that, it's been like every 5 years they've dropped one. So I mean, it's not impossible the next year we could see something. Yep, yeah, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
But yeah, that's definitely one of the spin-offs I want to like continue to exist. That and Pokken Tournament, I would like to see a sequel to, but that's even less likely.
Yeah.
Just because that's Bandai Namco, I think, that did that. But yeah, like Bandai Namco was like holding hands with Nintendo ever since Smash 4. I don't know how that relationship is today compared to back then.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll see that kind of thing happen again, but it would be really cool. So you first got like properly introduced to Pokemon through Smash Bros. Technically.
Yeah. We had Smash Bros. For the Wii. And so we learned a lot about video games. We learned a lot of franchises. Like I said, we learned Sonic, Metroid, all those characters. Like I think at the time we only knew like Mario and Legend of Zelda. So we learned about all the other like big franchises really from that game.
Yeah, and that's how a lot of people in the West learned about Fire Emblem, because Melee was like the official introduction of Fire Emblem here. And then we got like Fire Emblem games on the GameCube translated and everything, just because those characters became popular through Smash Bros. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Now Fire Emblem's huge. But it's cool thinking that like everyone's got a different story about how they learned about Pokemon, and like because I'm just old enough to have been there for the beginning and like not have the perspective of just being introduced to it kind of more randomly.
Yeah.
So I don't think about it a lot, but it's really cool to hear when people are like, oh, well, someone gave me a card and that's how I first learned about it, or something like that. It's really it's a lot more interesting of a story than, it's when everyone older than this age learned about it. But it was like a cultural phenomenon, so it was like unavoidable if you were like above like 5 years old in the 90s at all. I remember my mom was working at like a gas station, and she This is like one of the earliest memories of Pokemon I have. She brought us winter hats from her work
Mm-hmm.
that she bought. And there was one with a Pikachu, one with a Charmander, and I think there might have been a Bulbasaur one too. And she was like, pick one of these, and I picked the Pikachu one.
Oh,
and my
that's
sibling
cute.
picked the Charmander one, and then the Bulbasaur one went to like a family friend or something. But that was like my first piece of Pokemon merch that I owned was just a hat with like it was like a, how would you say it? Embossed? It's like a rubbery stamp basically on the hat. That was like embossed with the Pokemon. I still have a like Pokemon throw blanket from my childhood too. Which is really cool. Probably worth something, honestly. It's just not in great shape. Let me see if I can find. Oh my god, I found the hat. Or at least one that's very similar to it.
Oh my gosh.
This is not exactly the same as what I remember, but it's very similar. That's so cool.
I think the first Pokemon merch I ever got was like, I think they had like at Walmart or Target or whatever, those toys where like the Pokeball and it opens up and there's like a small Pokemon plushie inside. And I had an Eevee one, obviously. I think I still have it somewhere. I'm looking for it. I feel like it's on my bookshelf or something. I just can't reach it right now, but of a very small Eevee. It was like, I carried it around a lot when I was younger.
That's awesome. Those are a lot cooler than like the toys I remember.
Oh, the hat is really cute. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, it was like that, but I think the backdrop was different, and it was like the shape of the stamp part was just square instead of this like weird thing that it is here. But it's very similar to that. Same Pikachu pose and everything, as far as I can remember. I'll never find the exact one again, I don't think, just because it's probably lost to time. Even on
I think we also used to have like what I kind of imagine was like a bootleg Pikachu plushie because it looked really goofy. But at one point, someone accidentally stuck its ear in a lamp and like started to like melt, and we had to like put duct tape on it. I don't think we have it anymore, but we used to have a bootleg Pikachu with like duct tape on its ear because it melted in a lamp.
That's so funny. Now I'm on a hunt for this hat.
I believe in you. You can find it.
I don't believe in the internet enough. Like, I don't think I'll find it unless I like do like a Reddit search. Like, hey, someone's got to have this hat still.
I mean, you'll be surprised. This is very off topic now, but there was like a weird Christmas VHS tape that I was obsessed with when I was very, very small. And then, like I said before, my parents got rid of all of our VHS tapes a while back, so we didn't own it anymore. I was like, but I have to find it. But I didn't know what it was called because as a child, I never looked at the box. I just like referred to it by like a code name that I made up for it. Like, how do I find this mysterious VHS tape? And I went on Reddit and like on like the R tip of my tongue and like made a very in-depth explanation of everything I could remember, and someone actually like figured it out for me. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
it was so obscure, and yet someone else remembered it. That's
the way. It's just the way to do it. Because like someone's got to know, or someone's got to have. And if they just happen to be searching or just happen to browse Reddit at the right time and see it.
Hello, what's happening? We are talking about Pokemon. Oh, you found
it? I found the Charmander hat, like the Charmander one. And now I'm starting to think that Pikachu one might be exactly the one I had. Because this Charmander one's definitely ringing a bell, and it's like definitely from the same series of hats.
Oh, that's cute.
I think that was the Charmander one.
Here, I'm gonna grab these images and I'm gonna share them on screen so that viewers can also see the hats we're talking about. Hey, 1 second.
Yeah.
Oops.
We didn't really have in the early days. We didn't really have a ton of like super cool Pokemon merch. It was just like stuff like this where it just had the characters slapped onto things.
Alright, this is the Pikachu hat. And 1 second,
That's the Pikachu hat I probably had when I was a kid. I just can't remember it being exactly like that. I don't remember there being green on it like at all. But it must be that. Like I can't imagine. Because I'm looking for literally anything else like it, and I can't find anything else.
Oh, that one is really big. But this is the Charmander hat.
Yeah. So my family had those when I was growing up. Me and my older sibling. Mom brought them home from work, surprised us with them, and that's when like Pokemon was like new. So it was really cool.
Yeah. I think for the most part, like we collected like the books. Like I think we still own probably like most of like the Pokedex books. Also, it's a really random old ones. Like, we have at least one book that I don't remember which one it is, but it's full of like errors that are like really funny. Like to the point where like we'll have the name of a Pokemon under a picture of a completely different Pokemon.
Yeah, kind of like how the dub did the little trivia question where it says Viper evolves from Arbok.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You're wrong.
But like, there's such charm to it. Like, it's so blatantly wrong, yet it's so funny. You've gotta love it a little bit.
Yeah, if I were to buy a Pokemon hat, like a winter hat today, I would get something more like this. Like, this is super cool.
Ah, yeah, that is cool.
That's just some, like, that's from some random Etsy that I just found in my searching. It's really well made, it looks like. That's cool.
Here it is. This hat. Yeah, I would wear something like that too, honestly.
It's a Dawn hat.
Yeah. Very cute.
So, other things I remember as far as merch goes is like, I was in middle school and they released these things that were like, I think they were like $15 or $20. Like they were way more than they had any business being. But you'd like attach like a Pokemon little figurine to this little electronic thing. And that would be your Pokemon to use in like battles on this little game.
That's cool.
And you can attach them to like someone else's and battle each other.
Ah,
I can't remember what they were called though. Virtual, is this it? This looks like it. Virtual V Trainer something.
I don't think I've heard of that actually.
I'll show you what they look like. But yeah, you'd basically buy this and it would come with like a gym leader and then a Pokemon figure.
Oh my gosh, wait, that looks so freaking cute. Oh my gosh. I might have to track one of those down, just for the novelty of it.
Virtual V Trainer Battle is apparently what they're called. They are cool. But yeah, my mom really didn't want to buy me that when I got it. And I was like, Mom, I need this. I was like just the right age to be into stuff like this at that time. So I really needed it.
This is what it looks like. I love the little guy on it.
There's a pretty big
the little
set,
Trico.
A pretty big set on eBay of these for
Oh my gosh.
not a lot of money. But it doesn't have the Pokemon figures, it just has a bunch of the gym leaders.
I want the figures.
That's
That's like the best part.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like a little some kind of weird battle game. I can't even remember mechanically how it worked. But I do remember that you could connect them to like one another and like battle another person as well as doing the gym leader things.
Oh, that sounds really cool. We had a lot of a Pokemon playset at one point. It was like a bunch of like little plastic Pokemon toys, and we had I can't remember if it was supposed to be a battlefield or what, but we just used it to like act out stories of the Pokemon. It was so fun. We had like so many of them at one point. We had like a box of just like little Pokemons that we would play with.
That's cool.
Only what I remember distinctly is we had like a Bidoof and I think a Geodude. Don't remember what the other ones were.
Okay, so the one that came with the one I showed you a picture of, that's the exact one I had for sure.
Oh.
With the Trico and I found it in a box, like a picture of it in a box.
Oh.
That's definitely the one I remember having.
Yeah.
And then there's like different ones that are like different colors and everything too. I think I see red ones here. They came with different trainer. The other thing that I remember is the Burger King promo where you got like the Pokeball and the gold card, gold plated, whatever. Those were really cool too, but apparently very dangerous choking / suffocation hazard situation. So they had to like recall them and then like never do that again. Those are really cool, is like just visibly to have them. They're really cool. I don't have any of them anymore. They were like very shiny. It's just like it was a Pokeball. You press the button, it pops open, and the gold-plated card is inside of it.
Oh, that's cool. I think the ones we had were similar. Like it was like a Pokeball you could hold and it would pop open and have a little plushie inside. But we would get in trouble sometimes for like throwing them in the house, like because they were like large, like good to like fit in your hand. So like really not good for throwing indoors. but we're doing a battle. We gotta send out our Pokemon. Like you would throw it and it would pop open and the Pokemon would like jump out. Essentially.
Yeah, I think I was mixing things together because I think the ones that were the suffocation risk are the ones that came with little keychains. Because they popped into two pieces, and kids would like pop them open and then like put them over their mouth.
That makes sense.
Yeah, not great.
No.
So I think the gold-plated thing came after that. It was like a different product in the same year. Oh. I see some of the plush things, but I don't know if this is what you were talking about. But these are also Burger King, apparently.
Yeah, those are similar, but different.
But
yeah, those look like...
I think you were saying like you bought them at a store or something.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Okay, let me see if I can look up what they were. Let me see if I can find them. Let me see.
I'm definitely getting that Venonat, the little
Mhm.
spinner, Venonat
Yeah.
spinner in that picture. It's like plastic,
Mhm.
and it has like, it's like a spinning top, and it has like the thing you like rub on the table to make it spin, and then you drop it. I definitely remember having that exact one. It's crazy.
Oh, I think this might be one of them. We didn't have this one specifically, but this looks very similar to what we had. Give me a second. I'm gonna grab this image. I'm gonna try and plop this right into stream, actually. Let's see if this works. Like I said, I definitely had an Eevee one, but this is one of them. Where is it? Wait, the image did not actually download. Wait a second, where did it go? I love Google Images.
Yeah. I have to have like all these. I have like an anti-AI plugin to not get AI image results as much. Because despite everything, Google Images is still like the best image search engine.
Yeah, it honestly is.
And I just have to work around all the crap that they're doing to make it worse.
Alright.
It's like if you really want to find what you're looking for, it still works better than like DuckDuckGo or whatever. So.
Alright, 1 second, I got the image. Alright, this kind of toy. I don't think... The bonsai does look familiar. We might have had this, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think we did have the bonsai. But... mine was the Eevee, and I still have the Eevee somewhere.
So the Pokeball is definitely hinged.
Yes.
I could see, kind of. That's cool.
And if you look, you can kind of see under the bonsai, there's like a little, like... kind of like a springboard, almost. Because it's like, you throw it and it pops right out. That's like the concept. Oh yeah, they were really fun.
Yeah, I do see. That is cool.
Yeah, we had a few of those. I know I had the Eevee. Now that I'm looking at the bonsai, I think we definitely had that one too. But I'm sure there were a couple others. I know we had more than 2 at least. But those were fun. You know, I think we might have had a Turtwig, because I know one of my siblings really likes Turtwig, so I think we had one of those as well.
Nice. Honestly, I wish I remember all the stuff I had when I was a kid. Like most of it's just lost to time because I don't have a good memory of everything.
Yeah. Hello, welcome to stream. Welcome.
Look at my list again.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of definitely more in the secondary categories now, just because.
Yeah.
We hit a lot of the main points.
Yeah. We covered a lot of topics today.
So something I think that makes the games really interesting, or like historically has at least, is that it takes like the JRPG formula and makes it simple enough for kids.
Yeah, definitely.
And play. And then what happened to people like us is we got hooked as kids, and we're just like probably fans for life now.
Yeah.
It's kind of addictive.
Yeah. I may not be the direct target audience anymore, but like I will always be into Pokemon. Like it's one of the things where I can see why people don't like the newer Pokemon games as much anymore, but like as long as it's Pokemon, I'm happy at this point. Like I did have a bit of a phase where I wasn't as into the newer Pokemon stuff, but coming back, I'm like, honestly, it's all fun. It's Pokemon, therefore I like it, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, there's some mainline games I don't even like. I openly don't like Sword and Shield. Like, I'm not afraid to say it. Like, even to my friends who enjoy it, I'm like, I don't really like it. Like, I'll play it with you. Like, I'll do the silly Dynamax adventures or whatever, but I don't like these games. So that's something. And then like, but recently I've had to like tell people like, you know, everyone's different and some people like different things and that's okay. Like I like the new Legends game. I've had fun with it. So like not everyone needs to hate everything just because you don't like it.
Yeah, even for me, like I was not super obsessed with Violet. Like there were parts of it that I really liked, but I did complain a lot about the open world aspects of like I kept wandering into high level areas, not realizing I wasn't supposed to be there. Like if I'm not supposed to be here, why am I here? Why did he make it so easy to wander into high level areas? I kept getting so mad at the map.
Yeah, and something I don't like about the open world aspect of Scarlet and Violet specifically is I'm never gonna memorize that map.
Yeah, like it was so confusing.
ZA has kind of got the same problem for me, where it's like I'm never gonna remember where everything is.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna fast travel everywhere pretty much.
Yeah, like the older games like had a much clearer like a linear map, and now they're like open world. But I don't want an open world. I want specific paths that take me to specific places.
And it's for me, it's not even just that. It's that like every place had like a different vibe and like a different reason to exist in the world. And now it's just like, okay, well the whole world just exists. All as one thing. And that's a problem with like even Sword and Shield kind of started to have this problem where everything kind of blended together in a way. And it doesn't help that my memory is not great. It makes it harder.
Yeah, same. Always a joke whenever I'm doing like a series on stream. I'm like, yes, I've been playing the same game for months. Yes, I will still have to like remind myself of the different buttons to press. Yes, I will keep consistently making the same mistake every stream. Reason? I forgot.
Yeah, I put down Legends ZA for a while, and then when I picked it back up, I started doing stuff. It's like muscle memory from Legends Arceus kicked in, and I was like doing stuff that would work in that game, and it works differently in ZA. And I'm like, oh no, this button doesn't do what I'm expecting it to do. Neither does this one. Oh no.
Yeah.
I think one of the things was like I was trying to throw out one of my Pokemon, and I like threw a Pokeball instead. I was like, oops.
Oh no.
That doesn't work like that in this game. Or like to get on your ride Pokemon in Arceus is the plus button, and in ZA that just opens the map, I think. It's like these games are like one of these is just technically the same, like they're the same series, but like the controls are so different.
Yeah.
In ways that you just wouldn't think about until you like you pick it up and like your muscle memory doesn't work right. Yeah, I'm hoping Generation 10 is really good.
Yeah,
I'm remaining
same.
hopeful. It's really all we can do.
Yep, basically.
But like with the fact that the Switch 2 is just like way more performant than the Switch,
Yeah.
and the Switch was like not great even when it released, and it was like clinging on to life for years.
Yeah.
But like the Switch 2 feels like it has the power to actually handle like a good Pokemon experience. So it's just down to Game Freak actually
Yeah,
putting in an effort
basically.
here. I trust them at least to give me like something I can enjoy and like have a good time with, even if it's
Yeah.
not perfect.
Yeah.
But I want like their next game to be like, this is what 3D Pokemon can actually be on a console that can handle it. Because the 3DS was always kind of underpowered, and then the Switch was kind of always underpowered. So we haven't seen what they can do when they're working from the start on like a powerful-ish platform. It's like Legend ZA is a Switch game that's just also on Switch 2, really.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell. Like, it doesn't try and hide it. It works good. And, like, Scarlet and Violet are great on Switch 2. I don't know if you tried them yet.
Yeah, I haven't yet, but I've heard people talking about how they run a lot better, which makes me happy to hear.
It's so much better. It's like a completely different experience. And it's a free upgrade, so that's really nice.
Yeah.
As it should be, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Do you have any feelings about Pokemon Go?
For me, I played it a bunch when it first came out, but I think ultimately, like, I think my dad got more into it than any of us ever did. So, like, we played it, like, a bunch, like, that summer it came out, and then I kind of fell out of it, and I really haven't touched it in years. Like, it was kind of fun at first, but the gameplay, I think, just felt so repetitive that, like, the charm wore off really fast for me.
Yeah. It has the same problems like every mobile game has. It also has. But I really like it for the fact that it got people talking about Pokemon again, who felt they outgrew it or like stopped paying attention or whatever. And the way they did it, like the way they rolled it out, was so perfect for that. Because they're like, yeah, here's your Gen 1 Pokedex. This is all you have. Have fun.
Yeah.
And now we're getting current gen stuff in that game, so it's like, I don't play it a lot, but I play it a little bit still. But I just think it's cool being a spin-off that actually affected the fan base like a lot. And the trading card game is doing that too. Like the trading card game's getting people back into Pokemon who had given it up or outgrew it or whatever. I just can't imagine outgrowing something. My flavor of autism, I don't outgrow things.
No, I'm the exact same way.
Just once I'm super into something, it's like just ingrained in me forever.
Yeah, me too.
So it's like I don't understand the people who left and then came back to it, but I also think it's cool that people are like finding renewed interest in something they gave up on. So I like what Pokemon Go did for the franchise, and then like Let's Go also for the same reasons, even though I don't personally care about it. It was not for me. It was for those people who like wanted to play a remake of Gen 1 with Pokemon Go mechanics, which that's definitely not me in any regard.
Yeah.
Although having the EV starter was a cute change that they
I do like that. I never played Let's Go either, but I might play it at some point, because we do have it, I think. I've just not played it. Just for the EV starter, honestly. That's all I need to be intrigued.
Oh, another spinoff we didn't talk about is Detective Pikachu,
Oh
which
yeah.
somehow became a Hollywood movie. I don't understand how that happened.
Yeah, that's such
Because
a
like
weird movie.
the game was so niche, and then like
Yeah.
they announced the movie, and I'm like, wait, is this real, or is this just like fans being weird? And it was real, like a
Yeah.
Hollywood movie, and it was actually decent.
Yeah,
and interesting.
actually, I genuinely do like it. I hope they make more Pokemon movies like that, because that was... I did not expect it to be good, but it actually was good. So now I want more.
I just don't know how like a weird spin-off that like wasn't even released in English like at that point, as far as I know,
Yeah.
before it got the movie.
Like, even
Or
though
like
the
the
movie's
movie
so
was
popular
announced.
too, like I never see people talk about the game even still. Like, it's so weird. You would think that the game would be much more popular because of the movie, but it's still such a niche thing, I feel like.
Yeah. It'd be cool if they re-released it on Switch, like the
Yeah.
game. I mean, I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
But it's cool that it exists.
It is. It is very. It's not what I would call a super fun game, but for people who are into like the visual novel type of experience, because it's
Yeah.
kind of similar to that. That's like it's something unique for people who are into that kind of thing, because it's definitely more like that, or like if you've played like Ace Attorney style games, it feels like it's like softly based on stuff like that. I have written in here the cultural lull period from like the
Yeah.
DS generations. Definitely by the time like Black and White were being announced, like things were definitely slowed down.
Yeah.
And like those are considered like the best games to a lot of people, like Black
Which
White.
is interesting, because growing up I actually didn't like Black and White. I don't...
Yeah.
Honestly, for me, I think, because like it's an early game, I think in the post game maybe the Pokedex gets bigger, but I remember it was exclusively new Pokemon. I remember when I was younger, I was like, I don't want only new Pokemon. Where's the Pokemon I already know?
Where's Eevee?
Yeah, where's Eevee? Where are all the familiar guys? So like, I didn't like those games at first. It took me a while to warm up to them.
I still kind of have that feeling about those games, and that's why I like Black and White 2 a lot more. Just because, like, right at the beginning, you get familiar faces. Yeah. And like, I didn't play Black and White all the way through, I don't think, ever. But that's definitely a time when just the franchise felt like it was slowing down in a way in terms of popularity.
Yeah.
Which you might have had a different feeling about it because you were still kind of new to the franchise, starting with like, was your first game Platinum?
Yeah, my first was Platinum. Technically, I got Fire Red first though. I had Fire Red first, but then Platinum was the first one. It was specifically mine. It was like a year or so later. Because I think we got... My siblings got, Diamond and Pearl, like, I think right around when they first came out, if I'm remembering correctly. They could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they got them when those were new games. So that was around when we first got introduced to Pokemon, fully, like, playing the games. Right when Gen 4 was new.
And like I specifically got a DS to play 4 on, just because I was still definitely into it at that time. Like to the point where I would buy a console for Pokemon. And I guess I still kind of am, because I still do that. But yeah, there's the Switch I specifically wanted because of Pokemon. person.
Yeah.
No. But mine was gifted to me for my birthday. My original Switch. My Switch 2, I funded by selling that Switch and then paying the rest of my way, basically. But the reason I'm even interested in Switch 2 is because I know there's going to be new Pokemon games.
Yeah, honestly, same for me. Like, I was like, I grew up in a Nintendo household. Like, as long as there are new Nintendo games coming out, I will continue playing them. Pokemon, Kirby, Mario, like, that is just what I've grown up on. So as long as there's still new stuff coming out, I will still be playing them, basically.
I have some really unfriendly opinions about stuff like Mario. Like, I don't like the 3D Mario games, like, at all. So I'm like a 2D Mario and only. Like, I like New Super Mario Bros. As a series.
Yeah.
And like Mario Maker is really cool, but I don't want to play like Mario Odyssey or whatever.
Yeah, I prefer the older, like, mainline Mario games a bit more. Like, I think Mario 64 was like one of our first games, so that's still special to me, even though I'm really bad at it. 3D platforming, I am terrible at. 2D platforming, I'm also terrible at, to be honest. But 3D platforming is like very, very stressful. But I still like it.
I think something about me, I don't mind 3D platforming if it's more simple, like Crash Bandicoot kind of 3D platforming, but things where there's like verticality and stuff, I'm like,
yeah,
not really my thing. Verticality plus precision, I really love it.
Yeah. Yeah, is there anything else you wanted to mention before we start wrapping up? Any last topics that you maybe haven't touched on yet?
So, what do you, yeah, I got something. What do you think about black and white remakes? Because those are good. They're next in line.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I hope they're not the same as the Diamond and Pearl. I hope they learned from that mistake and try to breathe more life into them. Because, like, I would actually, if they come out and they're actually good, I'll probably play them. Because I really haven't touched black and white in ages. Because, like I said, I didn't really like them as a kid. But I would be really interested in checking and, like, revisiting those games if the remakes come out and they're actually well received. Like, I'm fully willing to play it. But hopefully it's not the same kind of vibe as the Diamond and Pearl.
It can't be, right? Like,
yeah.
There's no way.
There's no way.
They gotta learn from that one.
Yeah.
If I can find it, I want to find something really quick before we sign off that I can share with the people in chat.
Yeah.
Just something I really like. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh yeah, also within the anime, like, because obviously they always would change out, like, some of the characters, but Brock left at the end of the Diamond and Pearl anime, so they had like all new friends for Ash. And I remember being like, new Pokemon and new characters? What are they doing? I'm being very upset about that. Like, it's one thing to get rid of Dawn, but they're getting rid of Brock too. Why did they do this? It's too different.
Oh, doesn't exist anymore.
Oh no. What was
I was
it?
gonna send everyone off to SarahB.net's fake Pokemon page, where it has
Oh.
like all the fake leaks over all the years.
Oh yeah. Is that not
But,
there
yeah,
anymore?
that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh no.
Unfortunately,
That
I guess
sucks.
Joe decided to take it down, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's probably like more because he doesn't want to promote people who are making fakes.
Yeah,
Anymore.
I mean that's fair.
Like that's kind of what it became at
Yeah.
some point.
There's definitely probably a YouTube video out there somewhere about it.
If I can, let me see if I can pull it up on like the Internet Archive really quick, because I do have the URL now.
Oh yeah.
But it's really something entertaining to look at. And if not that, I do have something else I can show.
Sounds good.
I don't know when this would have been taken down, but 2016 looks like it has a lot of snapshots, so let's see if it was still alive then. If like the images don't load or what, just not. Yeah, the images won't load. Damn. Okay, well I do have something else that's cool. If I can find... I did with it. It was on this website. Give me 1 second to look at a Discord server I'm in, because I think I might have shared it there. And then I can throw that to everyone for something fun to look at. But it's like I have some Pokemon history that a lot of people might not be super privy to, because it's from the Space World demo. But it's like a collection of stuff from that, if I can find it. And that's one of the things that really intrigues me, is seeing all the stuff that they cut and changed. Do you know about the Space World demo leak thing?
A little bit.
But it was basically like alpha builds of gold and silver before they became like what they actually became. I don't know where that link went. Maybe in messages. But this thing I had, the thing I had has like not just that, but also like Gen 3 beta designs and stuff, like a bunch of stuff that was just not used.
I love seeing like the beta Pokemon designs.
I wish I could find it. Damn. Of course, stuff would be lost to me now.
Oh no.
Can't find it when you need it. Alpha, what is this? Nope. Damn. From Akiko has link. This is gonna be the way to find stuff, I guess, on Discord. Pronunciation guide. That's also interesting for people who don't know how to pronounce Pokemon names. I don't want that to be my sign-off share, though.
Oh, actually, speaking of Pokemon name pronunciation, I actually have a very important question to ask you.
Okay.
Alright, so you know there's Pokemon Regigigas. And there's Regirock and Registeel. How do you say the third one's name?
How do I say it personally, or what's the correct way to say it?
Both.
Oh boy. Controversy. I like saying Regice personally. I don't think that's technically correct.
I have had fights with my siblings because I insist the only correct way to pronounce it would be Reggie Ice. Because that fits with the naming scheme. Like, it's Reggie Gigas, Reggie Rock, Reggie Steel, has to be Reggie Ice.
Oh, here's something I can give instead.
Hmm?
I did this fun project on Blue Sky
Mm-hmm.
quite a while ago, where I went through the and if you can just like, I'll let you link it if you want to.
Okay.
But what I did was give every Pokemon from the like beta decks from Gold and Silver an English name that I just made up.
Oh. I think
So
I might have
will
actually
share
seen that.
Yeah, I will share that with you. It's like, I'll give you the image, but also I'll link the post too, just because. So that's something I did for fun quite a while ago. It was like, let's see, July. Yeah. Did you? Oh, yeah. No one commented on it, so I guess not.
Oh yeah. Here, let me grab this link.
Yeah. So that's something I did for fun, just randomly. And like some of them are like just based on how the things look, and some of them are kind of based on the Japanese names. So I just kind of did my own thing with some of them.
No, that was really cool. I do remember seeing that.
I wish I had the other thing, but this has the whole Pokedex at least from that beta. But if I find the other thing, I will definitely share it with you at least, and then you can share it if you like.
Oh my gosh, I love some of these beta designs though. Like, some of these are so funny. Like, the baby Pokemon are awesome.
If anyone clicks on that link and like you can't see the because Blue Sky's image preview sucks.
Yeah.
You can like right click the image and open it in a new tab in your browser, and then you can get the full res. But yeah, this was something that I did just as a fun project. Let me see if I have any names that I really, really like that I came up with. I thought Metallics for Steelix was really good.
Oh yeah, that one is cool.
Giraffe for the beta Giraffe rig with like the evil side. It loses something not having the palindrome name, but it also it's just cool. It makes it sound mean. Turbo. I don't know what I was thinking with that. But yeah, if I were to name all of the Gen 2 beta Pokemon, here's what I'd call them. Anyway, it was really fun talking with you.
Yeah, it was great having you.
I wish I could like think of more things to talk about, because there's so much.
Yeah.
But also it's like the things we didn't talk about are just so obscure, or like stuff that's so niche. Like if I wanted to talk about like game bugs and exploits and stuff, I could get into it, but I don't want to bore people.
No, this is lots of fun.
It's a lot easier talking about like nostalgia and like memories and stuff. Just a lot less technical and more chill, and everyone can participate. So.
But is there anything you want?
I've had a lot of fun with Pokemon in my life, and I hope everyone else does too.
Me too. Is there anything you want to promote before we go?
I have a stream coming up on New Year's Eve into New Year's Day. It's going to be on a game server on Gary's mod that I work on called Yuki Theater.
Ooh.
And we do a New Year's event every year. If you have Gary's Mod, you should join us for that. Otherwise, like if you're not doing anything for New Year's, of course, because we do like a countdown and we do like a fireworks show and stuff in the game. It's really fun.
That's cool.
Or you can always come on my stream if you want to see my stream of it. It's gonna be really cool. We fill up that server every year, so if you can't get in, I'm sorry, but it'd be really cool to see people there. Other than that, I'm working on my music stuff, but that's too far off to really promote at this point. I was trying to release an album last year and it's still not ready, so here we are. But yeah, check out my Blue Sky, which we linked a post to already, so you can find me there. Other than that, I don't really have anything big to promote. I do have my show coming up next month, but follow me on Blue Sky for more details on that.
Yeah.
Episode 2 of my show. Hopefully episode 2 of your show happens, because we don't need a one-off. Especially with all the delay. It felt that way with my show too. I'm like, I don't know if this will ever happen at this point. And then it did. So things tend to work out. You just got to give it time. And give it time, give it some commitment, and it'll happen. I'm looking forward to whatever else you do on this show, and whoever else you have on. I'll definitely try and make it and check out whatever you do.
Thank you. Yeah, it was great having you here for my first episode. The scariest one, honestly. Always scariest to start something, but I am glad you were here to start it with me.
You did good.
Thank you. You did too.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. All right. Yeah, that will be that for today's stream. Today's debut episode of heisei, babtro. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and Akiko today. Definitely go support Akiko. Go subscribe or follow them on Twitch. Follow them on Blue Sky. And yeah, we are getting to the end of the year. Only have a couple of streams left this year before some exciting changes are coming. I know I've teased it earlier today. More information on my big exciting thing coming tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day or night wherever you are. Let me go ahead. I think I know who we're raiding on Twitch. Let me just double check to make sure they are still live. I'm sure they are. Yes, we are going to be raiding Hey Stay Awesome, who is currently playing Minecraft. So if you're watching on Twitch, come hop into the raid. We're raiding Vess. And yeah, until next time, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day or night wherever you are. And I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye bye. Bye bye.